I love this topic, truth versus accountability. Welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast. I'm so excited. It's the 100th episode. I want to talk to you today about something that I do with my men in the program. See, most programs, they encourage you not to talk to your partner about them.
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn. So I should say thank you because he goes to work every day. And I said, yeah, you don't have to say thanks every day, but you could throw in like, you're so thankful that he brings home a paycheck. You're so thankful that you can get whatever you're getting for the kids for Christmas.
He is just a paycheck. What about his needs? Guys, we are here today. We want to talk about not loving, or I'll say don't love your inner child.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast, guys. We are going to give you a good one today. I love this topic, truth versus accountability. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up today is simple. On a call with one of my mentors, one of the guys that works for us, he was helping some men out. And it became really clear. So we started talking about purpose, and you know how we feel about purpose and impact, all right? If you don't, please start listening to some other episodes. I don't have time for that today. But as we're going through it, it became very clear that many men did not have enough truth. So they hire a coach looking for accountability, but they refuse to accept truth in what they're doing. So the example came from one of our guys here, Rob, he's filming a course for us right now to help you guys. And essentially he was like, you're right. You know, I keep saying I'm going to work out. I'm going to take the first step, and I don't. That's the truth. Okay. You can hire a coach for whatever you want for accountability, but unless you acknowledge the truth, well, I'm scared. I didn't really want to go. I don't actually know the exact reason. It was not my call. But let's say that's what it is. A lot of people are scared to step into a gym. They're scared to make a move. I don't want to get hurt, you know? And so the most important
thing. That's with anything. People are afraid to go back to school if they haven't gone to school in a while. Right. People are afraid to fail, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the most important thing is to recognize the real truth behind. And we started to learn this when we owned the gym long ago, right? Because remember, we try to hold people accountable. That was the thing to do, sell accountability as part of the program. And the thing is, if you don't pick up the phone because you don't want to face the truth, then we can't hold you accountable anyways. You know, I'd make that joke before, unless you want me to follow you around, slap the food out of your face. You've got to want to be accountable, which means you have to answer the phone, or you have to show up at the gym, or you have to join the group calls that we have now, by the way, back to 24 group calls and climbing. So here's the thing. If you're not willing to accept the truth, then you're paying for accountability and you're wasting your money. And you can see there's other episodes where we talk about that, right? Accountability.
Yes.
Yeah. There's reasons why I've created systems that no one else has in order to facilitate your changes, right? Let's think about why. If your wife or your husband thinks you're only changing for them, they don't believe you. You start, you stop. The gym is such an easy example, right? I'm going to work out. I'm not going to eat bad food. I'm not, you know, and then all of a sudden you stop. When you start,
you're good for a week.
Yeah.
And then you stop doing whatever it is you said you were going to do, and then nobody believes you.
That's right. In Rob's case, he just never actually started. Like, he's here in town filming. And so Friday morning was the first time he'd ever been in a gym at 40, whatever years old, you know? And you have to understand, when he faced the truth, we can now hold him accountable. You see, that's the difference. So you have a job. I understand if you need accountability. You need accountability partner, accountability coach. I get all of that. I understand why you pay for that. I do. It makes a lot of sense. In relationship, you have a lot of trouble. You know, we teach response versus reaction. So you stat respond, you follow it, and we're like, wow, that's really great. Except what you did was you were defensive first, and then you responded. So you actually reacted, although better than normal, you reacted. Your wife, your partner starts to shut down, and then you try to do your response, and then you're scratching your head going, how did that not work? You have to accept the truth. Dude, that was great. But you were defensive first, which means you can't be protecting your wife. Does that make sense?
Yes. And people don't want to be held accountable when you point out what they did wrong. So when somebody does something better, but it's still, they didn't go all the way, they don't want to be criticized, we'll say, even if it's not a criticism, they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to be held responsible for the part that they missed. So in this example, if you're in a disagreement with your partner and you get defensive, but you don't really attack, and then you respond after, you still got defensive. And even though it's better, it's still not where you need to be. And people don't like the accountability. Well, but I did it better, but I came so far, but I didn't do X, Y, Z. Right. But you also didn't hit the nail on the head. So, and there's a reason people say hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit the nail on the head, the nail doesn't go in the board. It's completely wrong. So if you don't do something right, even if it's a little bit better, still doing it wrong, unfortunately.
And that's how real you have to be. That's why I say truth versus accountability. Now, there's a whole other level to this, right? In my book, Disrupting Divorce, by the time this airs, this has been out for a week or two already. Disrupting Divorce, the new man. I walk you through this system that I created this earlier this year. We worked hard to add it into the book. That's why we were delayed in releasing the book. And this system moves you forward in a way that teaches you to be accountable to yourself, okay? And accountable to people around you, which then facilitates your spouse believing your changes are real, not necessarily complaining about why you didn't do 10 years ago. Why is that important? Because it's not just changing at home. It's not just changing for your partner. It's not just changing for your family. You're actually doing things in your whole life that then mean if it's not just here, like it always has been, it's everywhere. That means you're somebody new. So you can see the importance of recognizing truth and then learning to hold yourself accountable. I mean, you can pay us for the rest of your life, but it should be because you want to partner with us. It should be because you want to work with us to do more in the world, because you want to impact the world and change this crazy place, okay? It shouldn't be because you want someone to hold your hand. That should always be a goal.
You should be climbing up that ladder so that you can then hold someone else's hand. It's like, go back to working out. So in the beginning, maybe you need a personal trainer. Maybe you need a workout buddy. Maybe you need a social setting. Any of those things that's going to help you, or a class time. I still need a class time. I go to CrossFit because I wouldn't be able to hold myself accountable at a regular gym. He goes to a regular gym because he doesn't need the accountability of a CrossFit class, of a workout buddy, social, any of those things. And so I'm probably never going to climb to that level, but you have to figure out in every different instance when we talk about accountability, where are you going to aim for, what works for you, and then how are you going to motivate the people that aren't where you are? Because even just with fitness and nutrition, which is so good because everybody knows what it's like. You talked earlier today about losing weight. How sometimes if you lose 100 pounds, you might not be where you wanted to be, but you feel so good that now you're going to go lead people to do what you just did. You might not be there yet. You might have another 100 pounds to lose, but you feel so good. You're then bringing people along. So the same thing in marriage. You can work with us forever. You can still look up to us. You can partner with us. You can walk with us. But the expectation is that you're not paying to be held accountable anymore. It has become habitual. It's a habit that you know this is what you're going to do. It's a natural reaction or response. Your natural reaction becomes a response because you're no longer needing to have someone else tell you what to do. You're doing it naturally because you've practiced it so much.
That's right. And that's why like the next level would be discipline. Okay. I would say I'm disciplined in so many areas of my life, but then there's other areas where I bring in balance, right? So if you understand that you have true core values, for example, you want to live a long, fun, exciting life, adventurous, you need to be healthy. Let's get real. Okay. Continue on the same theme. But
he also said fun. So that means you're probably not going to eat lean protein and only veggies for the rest of your life because there's that balance that comes in. You want to be healthy, but you want to have fun.
That's right.
I like broccoli, but it's not fun.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
And so another man that's here is filming as well. Everybody's coming in for the book launch, okay? Because that's in 2 days from when we're filming this, okay? Now, Dennis, he went to the gym. He's disciplined with the gym, okay? He went to the gym 2 Fridays that I didn't go. So I had 5 workouts a week instead of my regular 6. This is a week where I said, no, I'm good. I'm going to go. And it's still balanced. It's not that I'm not disciplined. It's that I hold myself accountable. I can miss and still change my schedule around for various reasons. And then things will still get done. So you have to learn the truth is the most important part. Accountability is okay to pay for if you trust them and you understand the process, and that the process should lead you to be able to hold yourself accountable to where you're either disciplined in whatever area you're talking about, health, business. I'm never going to yell again. I want to go sober, whatever it is for you. Okay. Or whatever all of these things are. Because when you're never done rising up, there's always another thing where you can improve. Okay. And then from there, the last step is, where do you balance discipline and accountability for what's important with your core values? What's important for your joint goals? This is why we talk about superhero couples, guys, because there are some things that she wants. There's some things that I want. There are some things that Kathryn needs. There are things that I need. And then there's things that align with our goals. Then there's things that align with the future and the vision.
And our core values.
Yeah, and our core values, which are different. Okay. So I want you to understand you can make this possible, but you can't basically depend on anybody else. And you first must depend on yourself with that truth. I hope you get a ton of value from that, guys.
Before we go,
okay,
because we talked about balance, I think it's really valuable to tell them about my CrossFit class this morning.
Oh, yes.
So not only did Rob go to the gym for the very first time, he joined us at CrossFit this morning. And I went, dressed in my CrossFit gear, And I took one look at the workout, and I knew that we were going to be going to the feed store. Have we talked about the feed store recently?
Think so. It's where all
I
these
can't go to the feed store. We now
No.
have 2 baby pigs. We've got
3 ducks.
13 or 12 baby chicks, 3 baby ducks, a bunch of chickens. And as of today, tell them what we have.
Now we have baby goats.
We have 2 baby goats, 2
Yes.
baby mini pygmy goats. And so Rob, though, didn't get distracted by the terrible workout and the baby goats. Balance, people.
That's right.
Balance.
All right, guys.
See you next
Disrupting
time.
Divorce, newrockpress.com/DD. And if you're not in the USA, just look on Amazon. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.